You won't believe the cunning and brilliance behind these top moments in gambling history. But how did these gamblers outsmart casinos and rewrite the rules? Let's dive into their incredible stories. Number 13. Edward O. Thorpe's Card Counting Revolution. Edward O. Thorpe redefined blackjack in Las Vegas, not by luck, but through a brilliant strategy known as card counting. A math professor with a keen interest in probability, Thorpe viewed blackjack not just as a game, but as a mathematical challenge. He developed a method to track the balance of high and low cards in the deck, giving him a better idea of the cards that were likely to be dealt next. Thorpe put his theory to the test in the casinos of Reno, Tahoe, and Las Vegas. Starting with a financial boost of 10 grand from fellow gambler Manny Kimmel, Thorpe's first venture was a resounding success. He managed to win 11 grand in a single weekend, proving the effectiveness of his strategy. In 1962, Thorpe published Beat the Dealer, a book that shared his card-counting techniques with the world. This publication transformed blackjack from a chance-based game to one where skill and strategy took center stage. The casinos, caught off guard by this shift, were forced to adapt their rules to counter this new player advantage. While casinos weren't fans of card counting, the practice wasn't illegal, just frowned upon. Edward O. Thorpe's innovative approach earned him a legendary status in the gambling world. He demonstrated that with some smart tactics and a good understanding of probability, players could tilt the odds in their favor. Thorpe isn't the only math professor gambling his way to the top. Number 12. Nick the Greek Dandalos' influence on the World Series of Poker. Nick the Greek Dandalos, a legendary figure in gambling history, is renowned for his extraordinary poker skills and his role in shaping the World Series of Poker. Born into a wealthy family in Greece, Dandalos moved to the United States at the age of 18. His journey in gambling began in Chicago and Montreal, where he initially found success in horse race betting, amassing a significant fortune. However, Dandalos' story took a turn when he lost his entire winnings in dice and card games back in Chicago. Undeterred, he dedicated himself to mastering poker, eventually becoming one of the most skilled players of his time. His most famous poker showdown was in 1949 against Johnny Moss, one of the greatest poker players ever. This high-stakes series of games, held at the Horseshoe Casino, became a major attraction, drawing large crowds and generating significant media attention. The epic battles between Dandalos and Moss not only captivated audiences, but also laid the groundwork for the concept of the World Series of Poker. Their games were so renowned that they inspired the idea of a tournament where the best players could compete against each other, leading to the creation of the poker series. Throughout his life, Dandalos experienced dramatic fluctuations in fortune, claiming to have gone from riches to rags multiple times. Despite these ups and downs, he remains a towering figure in gambling history, both for his poker skills and his contribution to the creation of one of the most prestigious poker tournaments in the world. If you think that's impressive, check out the next person on our list. Number 11. Wild Bill Hickok's legendary poker skills. Wild Bill Hickok carved a niche for himself, not just as a lawman and gunslinger, but also as a legendary poker player. Born James Butler Hickok in 1837, his journey from Illinois to the West was marked by adventure and notoriety. His affinity for gambling became a significant part of his legend, especially his expertise in poker. Hickok's skills at the poker table were well known, earning him a place in the Poker Hall of Fame posthumously in 1979. However, it's his last poker game that's etched in gambling history. In 1876, at Nuttleman Saloon in Deadwood, South Dakota, Hickok was playing poker, a game he excelled at and enjoyed. On this fateful day, he sat with his back to the door, a position he typically avoided. Jack McCall, a player who had lost heavily to Hickok and was insulted by Hickok's offer to pay for his breakfast, saw an opportunity. McCall entered the saloon and shot Hickok in the back of the head. At the time of his death, Hickok was holding a pair of black aces and a pair of eights, a hand now famously known as the dead man's hand. His legacy in poker remains significant, showing how a game could be a matter of life and death in the lawless backdrop of the Wild West. The next winning gambler on our list really knows how to make smart moves. Number 10. Billy Walters' sports betting streak. Billy Walters' journey in gambling is a tale of transformation, from a struggling childhood to becoming the most successful sports gambler of all time. Born into hardship, with his father passing away when he was just 2 years old, Walters faced a tough start in life. Despite these early challenges, he developed a passion for gambling at the tender age of 9, betting on the 1955 World Series. This early gamble marked the beginning of a decade-long losing streak, where he lost an astonishing $50,000 by the age of 22. However, Walters' luck and strategy took a remarkable turn in his late 30s. In Atlantic City, he discovered his true calling in sports betting, starting with an impressive win of $3.8 million at a roulette wheel. This victory was just the beginning. Walters realized that sports betting, particularly in basketball, NFL, and college football, was where he could truly excel. He wasn't just lucky. He used computer analysis to make informed bets, significantly increasing his chances of winning. Walters' winning streak lasted an incredible 30 years, with some wins so large they were hard to believe. For instance, he once won $3.5 million betting on the Super Bowl and another $2.2 million on a college football game. To avoid detection, Walters would have others place bets for him, as bookmakers were well aware of his skills. This strategy helped him maintain his winning streak and avoid suspicion. Billy Walters stands as a symbol of how knowledge, strategy, and a bit of luck can combine to create unparalleled success in sports betting. Walters isn't the only one with tricks up his sleeve. Number 9. Don Johnson's blackjack mastery without card counting. Don Johnson, distinct from the actor of the same name, etched his name in gambling history with an incredible blackjack winning streak, not through card counting, but by thinking like an advantage player. Between 2011 and 2012, Johnson took Atlantic City by storm, winning a staggering $15 million from 3 casinos. His success is notable because it wasn't based on the traditional card-counting methods used by most high-stakes players. Johnson's approach was unique. He negotiated specific rules with the casinos that gave him an edge. These adjustments included choosing games where the house had a smaller advantage and striking deals for more favorable playing conditions. For example, he managed to secure a loss rebate deal, which meant the casino would return a percentage of his losses, reducing his overall risk. What makes Johnson's story even more fascinating is his ability to win such vast sums without resorting to the usual tactics like card counting. He used his deep understanding of the game and negotiation skills to tilt the odds in his favor legitimately. This strategy required not just a sharp mind for numbers, but also a talent for deal-making and psychological play. His wins were so impactful that they forced casinos to reevaluate their rules and deals offered to high rollers. Our next winner gambled a little too much with his luck. Number 8. Phil Ivey's Baccarat edge sorting scandal. Phil Ivey, renowned in the poker world, made headlines for a different reason: a scandal involving the sophisticated technique of edge sorting in Baccarat. Ivey, already famous for his poker skills and substantial earnings, brought his talents to the Baccarat tables, where he found a new way to gain an edge over the casinos. Edge sorting requires a sharp eye and a shrewd mind. It involves identifying small differences or irregularities on the backs of playing cards, enabling the player to determine high-value cards from others. This technique isn't about luck, but about keen observation and exploiting a flaw in the game setup. Ivey's mastery of this method led him into legal disputes with 2 major casinos, one in London and another in Atlantic City. These establishments accused him of cheating and subsequently took legal action. The court sided with the casinos, ruling that edge sorting was illegal and ordering Ivey to return his winnings. This legal battle revealed the fine line between skillful play and what's considered unfair advantage or cheating in gambling. Despite his indisputable talent in poker, Ivey's reputation took a hit from these incidents. Our next winner is known for being a gambling genius. Number 7. Archie Karras's unprecedented winning streak. The Run. Archie Karras, originally from Greece, is known for one of the most astonishing winning streaks in gambling history, famously dubbed The Run. His story began with just $50 in his pocket, but he turned this modest sum into an incredible $40 million, showcasing a blend of skill, daring, and luck. Karras's journey started in a dire situation, having lost nearly $2 million in poker games in Los Angeles. With only $50 left, he took a gamble and headed to Las Vegas in 1992, hoping to turn his fortunes around. In Vegas, he managed to borrow $10,000 from a friend, which marked the beginning of his legendary streak. He demonstrated remarkable skill in a variety of games, including poker, pool, and even dice games. Over the next 2 years, Karras enjoyed a series of wins that seemed almost impossible. His fearless betting style and ability to win under pressure attracted attention in the gambling world. At one point during The Run, his total winnings had amassed to an astounding $40 million. However, his streak eventually came to an end, and he lost his fortune as dramatically as he had won it. Despite this, Archie Karras's story remains one of the most captivating tales in gambling history. Who says gambling has to be a one-person win? Just ask the MIT Blackjack team. Number 6. MIT Blackjack Team Strategic Triumph. The MIT Blackjack Team's story is a compelling tale of intellect, teamwork, and strategic expertise in the world of gambling. Emerging in the late 1970s, this group of exceptionally bright students from MIT and other top universities embarked on a journey to beat casinos at their own game. Inspired by Edward O. Thorpe's book Beat the Dealer, the team's architects, J.P. Masser and Bill Kaplan, saw the potential to apply card-counting strategies in blackjack. The team was meticulously assembled, with each member undergoing rigorous testing to assess their mathematical skills and composure under pressure. They practiced the high-low card counting system, a method that assigned values to cards to determine when the deck was favorable for high bets. The system required a keen mind and strict discipline, as the team had to keep a running count amidst the distracting casino environment. Their roles were strategically divided. Spotters would keep track of the count and signal the big players to swoop in with large bets when the odds were in their favor. This division of labor, combined with sophisticated bankroll management and covert signaling, allowed them to operate under the radar of casino surveillance for a time. The MIT Blackjack team's achievements were remarkable. They extracted significant profits from various casinos, showcasing the power of math and teamwork in an area traditionally dominated by chance. However, their success also drew the scrutiny and countermeasures of casino operators, leading to eventual bans. This genius team is not the only bank breaker on our list. Number 5. Joseph Jagger breaking the bank at Monte Carlo. Joseph Jagger's story is a remarkable chapter in gambling history, famously known for breaking the bank at Monte Carlo. Jagger, born in Yorkshire, was not originally part of the gambling elite. His journey began in the textile industry, but financial struggles led him to seek fortune elsewhere. In a daring move, Jagger, along with his son and nephew, traveled to Monte Carlo in the 1880s, funded by borrowed money. At the Monte Carlo casino, Jagger used his keen observational skills to discover a critical flaw in the roulette tables. He meticulously studied the wheels, identifying biases due to imperfections. These biases caused certain numbers to appear more frequently than others, which Jagger meticulously noted. Armed with this knowledge, he began placing strategic bets, capitalizing on the flawed wheels. Jagger's strategy proved incredibly successful. He reportedly won over 2 million francs, a fortune at the time. His winnings were so substantial that they necessitated the term breaking the bank, which referred to a player winning more money than the table's reserve. When this occurred, play was halted to secure additional funds from the casino's vault. Upon returning to Yorkshire, Jagger invested his winnings wisely, securing a comfortable future for his family. Our next winner isn't just a gambling pro, but a Hollywood star too. Number 4. Phil Hellmuth's poker records and tantrums. Phil Hellmuth, known as the Poker Brat, has made a great mark in the world of poker, not only for his record-breaking achievements, but also for his notorious temperament. Hellmuth's journey in poker is one of exceptional skill and memorable outbursts, making him a standout character in the gambling arena. Hellmuth first rose to prominence by winning the World Series of Poker in 1989. His success didn't stop there. He went on to secure a record 15 World Series of Poker bracelets, the most won by any player. Beyond these triumphs, Hellmuth also holds records for the most cashes and most final tables at the series. However, Hellmuth's poker career is equally notable for his volatile behavior. His emotional outbursts and tendency to arrive late to games have earned him the nickname the Poker Brat. Despite sometimes being seen as problematic, his personality hasn't hindered his performance at the poker table. In fact, it's become part of his unique charm and appeal in the poker world. In addition to his poker achievements, Hellmuth has authored several books, including Play Poker Like the Pros, further cementing his status as an authority in the game. His contributions have extended to Hollywood, where he's made cameos and served as a consultant on poker movies, sharing his expertise with a wider audience. If you think Hellmuth's gambling wins are big, wait till you hear about our next gambling tournament champion. Number 3. Doyle Brunson's influence and achievements in poker. Doyle Brunson, often hailed as a poker legend, has had a monumental impact on the game, both through his remarkable achievements and his influential writings. Brunson's career in poker spans over 5 decades, making him one of the most enduring and respected figures in the game's history. Brunson's journey to poker fame is studded with significant milestones. He's celebrated for winning the main event at the World Series of Poker twice, first in 1976 and again in 1977. This remarkable feat places him among a select group of players who have won the main event more than once. Additionally, Brunson has a World Poker Tour title to his name, making him the only player to have won both the World Series of Poker main event and a World Poker Tour title. His contributions to poker strategy are equally significant. Brunson authored Super System, a book widely regarded as one of the most authoritative guides on poker. This book offers insights into various poker strategies and is considered a Bible in the poker community. Apart from his writings, Brunson's influence extended to Hollywood, where he served as a consultant and cameo actor in poker movies, imparting his knowledge to a broader audience. Impressive, right? Well, so is the next winner on our list. Number 2. Andrew Black's Betfair Revolution. Andrew Black's journey in the gambling world is unique, marking a shift from being a gambler to creating a revolutionary platform in sports betting. Black, the co-founder of Betfair, transformed the scene of sports gambling by introducing the world's first and largest betting exchange. Born into a family with a background in property development and politics, Black's path initially led him through education and a brief stint in the City of London. However, his true passion lay in gambling, leading him to spend a considerable amount of time at bookmakers. His experience as a gambler, combined with his mathematical skills, laid the foundation for his groundbreaking venture. In 2000, Black, along with his partner Edward Ray, launched Betfair. This platform was unlike traditional bookmakers. It functioned more like a financial exchange, allowing users to bet against each other. This peer-to-peer model was revolutionary, providing more flexibility and better odds compared to traditional sports betting. Betfair quickly rose to prominence, capturing a significant portion of the betting market in the UK and beyond. Black's innovative approach to sports betting not only disrupted the industry, but also changed how bets were placed and matched globally. His success with Betfair turned him into a multi-millionaire, with his net worth soaring to an impressive £500 million by 2020. If you think that's amazing, wait until you hear about the professor who changed the gambling world. Number 1. Bill Benter's horse racing software. Bill Benter, applying his skills as a math professor, made an extraordinary leap from blackjack to the world of horse racing gambling. His journey, marked by both intellect and innovation, began on the blackjack tables of Las Vegas in the 1970s. Utilizing Edward O. Thorpe's card counting technique, which he learned from Thorpe's book, Benter found considerable success. However, his proficiency at the game led to him being banned from casinos on the Las Vegas Strip after just 7 years. Benter then shifted his focus to horse racing, recognizing the potential to apply his mathematical expertise in this arena. He teamed up with Alan Woods, a renowned figure in horse racing betting. Together, they developed a revolutionary software that could analyze horse races. This software was groundbreaking in its approach, using 16 key variables to accurately predict winning bets. Benter's mathematical and computer programming skills were crucial in creating this system. The success of this software was astounding. Benter took it to Hong Kong, refining it further to adapt to the highly competitive horse betting market there. The results were staggering, with some estimates suggesting that Benter could win between $5 and $10 million in a single day. His annual income from betting was rumored to be around $100 million, making him one of the wealthiest gamblers ever. From masterful strategies to unforgettable scandals, we've seen some of the most incredible gambling moments ever. But the world of high-stakes betting isn't always about the wins. Sometimes it's the unbelievable losses that steal the spotlight. Curious about lottery wins that ended tragically? Don't miss our next video.